Hello everybody, it's Dan Mountney here for Gooner Fanzine TV. After Arsenal's another frustrating, disappointing performance, they drew 1-1 with Vitoria, Guimarães in the Europa League this afternoon. Really terrible performance again. Created little going forward. They only had their first shot on target in the 80th minute, and that was a goal. It was scored from Mustafi. Scored a header from Nicolas Pepe's free kick, and it looked like they were going to win the game despite their poor performance. But Bruno Duarte, who scored in the reverse fixture at the Emirates, actually, he got the equaliser with an overhead kick in the final minutes. More defensive mistakes from Arsenal. Rob Holding could have done better. When the cross came in, Martinez, the goalkeeper, Martinez had a bit of a flap at the cross. There was 3 or 4 players on the line. No one really defended it, and the ball ended up in the back of the net. So another poor performance from Arsenal. 1-1 draw in the Europa League. But yeah, I'm here to just talk you through the player ratings that I've given. So we'll start with the goalkeeper, Martinez. I gave him a 7.5. As I mentioned, he made that mistake with the cross. Probably could have done better, flapped it a little bit. But he made a number of important saves, especially in the first half. I think he made a really good one from Lucas Evangelista with a shot from the edge of the box. And then there was one from a free kick as well, a close range header that he did really well to keep out. Looked assured apart from that moment at the end. So yeah, decent performance of him. Gave him a 7.5, and he was actually my man of the match. So not going to get much better from there, unfortunately. For the back 5, yeah, Unai Emery opted to go with the back 5 rather than a back 4. So Ainsley Maitland-Niles, he played at right wing back, gave him a 6. I thought he was okay, looked confident at the back, more than he has done this season where he's been a bit shaky. Didn't really get forward as much as he could have, but he wasn't really allowed the space down the outside to get up and down. So yeah, okay performance from him, gave him a 6. As for the back 3, the centre-back, Squadron Mustafa gave a 6.5. I thought he struggled playing out from the back, which was going to be key with the defensive system that Arsenal play and being able to get the ball into midfield. Made some defensive mistakes that he probably could have done better with, but he got the goal. He was okay considering what we've seen from him in previous games last season where he was really, really poor. So he got 6.5 for me. And then Socrates, I gave a 6. Struggled to play it from the back, much like Mustafi, but he did make some important blocks and interceptions. Looked like he was going to help earn his side a clean sheet before that late goal. I think he was one of the men on the line. He probably could have done better to clear the Vitoria equaliser. So yeah, middle of the road from him, gave him a 6. And then Rob Holding, the other centre-back, gave him a 5.5. He was captain for the day, and not a great performance from him, as he still looks a bit rusty as he recovers from his injury. Obviously, he could have done better to stop the cross coming in that led to the Vitoria goal. Didn't play out the back too well, as with the other centre-backs. So yeah, not a great display from him, so 5.5. The best defender for me was Kieran Tierney, who played in the left wing-back role. I gave him a 7. I thought solid defensively, made some really important interceptions and read the game well. He got forward when he could. Not as much as we've seen him do. I think he was limited by Arsenal's system and not having the space to push on down the outside. But yeah, he continues his promising start to his Arsenal career, so a decent performance of him, gave him a 7. Into central midfield, they lined up with 2 central midfielders, and they were Dani Ceballos and Joe Willock. Ceballos was by far and away the worst player on the pitch for me. I gave him a 4. I thought he used the ball poorly, didn't really create a lot going forward. I don't really know what his best position is. I don't think Unai Emery does either, and he really has gone off the boil since that brilliant performance against Burnley. I think that was his first full start for Arsenal, where he played really well, but since then he's not looked great. I think he went off injured as well. It looked like a hamstring problem, so he's going to be out for a while, which is a bit concerning for Arsenal, especially with the situation surrounding Granit Xhaka. They might be a bit short in midfield. It looks like it'll have to be Matteo Guendouzi and Lucas Torreira who start in the Premier League against Leicester on Saturday. So Dani Ceballos might be out for a few weeks. Another poor performance from him, though. And it wasn't great from Joe Willock either. I gave him a 4.5. I think he needed to play further forward and play more advanced for 2 reasons. One, to show his best qualities and drive Arsenal forward, but to allow the defence to step on a little bit and push Arsenal further out the pitch, which was a big problem for me in terms of the way Arsenal played today. The defence and the midfield were way too deep, and that limited the amount of chances that Arsenal got and the amount of times that the ball went to the attacking players. 4.5 from him. He's gone off the boil in recent weeks after a really good start to the season. So I think maybe taking him out of the squad for a while, letting him have a bit of a rest, recuperate, assess why he's not been playing well in recent weeks might be good for him. And as for the front three, Nicolas Pepe gave him a 6. I thought he was Arsenal's most threatening attacking player, although there wasn't a lot of competition for that. They weren't great, the front three. I mean, with Pepe, I think it was kind of the game where he was never going to thrive, where Arsenal were not going to give him the ball a lot. They weren't going to have the chance to create a lot of chances. But yeah, he did put a lot of running in, created a couple of chances, but nothing really of note. So yeah, 6 for him. He definitely had better days. And then Gabriel Martinelli, he played as a striker and gave him a 5. It was his worst performance of what's been a brilliant start to life in England. Failed to make an impact on the game, really. Struggled to get the ball and run at Vitoria and didn't really get many chances in the box where he showed that predatory instinct with the first time finishes, the headers. Didn't really have many chances to thrive off of. So yeah, not great for him. 5 for Gabriel Martinelli. And the final attacker was Bukayo Saka. Gave him a 4.5. He did very, very little for me. But it's the kind of game where himself and young players like Joe Willock need to learn. They need to assess what's gone wrong with their own performance as well as the team, and that will help them in the future to learn and to grow and to understand how to improve things when times are bad. So as bad as his performance was, it is a massive game for him in terms of his experience and a learning curve. As for the substitutes, Unai Emery used all 3 substitutes. The first one was Matteo Guendouzi. He replaced the injured Dani Ceballos. I gave him a 6.5. I think he tried to get forward when he could. He battled well in what was a scrappy game. Okay performance from off the bench, so 6.5. Lacazette was second substitute. He came on in place of Bukayo Saka, I believe. I gave him a 5. He really failed to have an impact on the game. Still looks off the pace after he's come back from injury. So hopefully we'll see the best of him soon. Although I've been saying that for a few weeks, so hopefully it will be soon. And then Lucas Torreira was the final substitute. Didn't give him a rating as he was a late sub and didn't really have time to contribute to the game. So yeah, those are my player ratings. Some Arsenal's 1-1 draw with Vitoria. Guimaraes in the Europa League. Another poor performance, as I say. And there were very little signs of things improving. And obviously there's a massive game coming up against Leicester on Saturday. If Arsenal don't win, they could potentially be 9 points off the top 4 come the end of the day. So it really is a must-win despite the season only being, 11 games old. Pressure's obviously on Unai Emery at the moment. That performance really won't have helped. So yeah, massive weekend for Arsenal. Another poor performance tonight. Same old, really. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to Gooner Fanzine TV. Like this video. Make sure to go watch some of the other fantastic content on the YouTube channel. Enjoy your evening.